Who is this?
Welcome, Vikings fans. This is the FullSkol podcast.
Let's go!
And away we effing go, like KOC says.
Man, there's
You
so
picked
much
the
to
wrong
talk
week.
about.
You picked the wrong week to go, my friend.
yes, I did. Yes,
Wow.
yes, I did.
Yeah.
I didn't though.
Could you
I mean,
imagine?
I didn't because outside of not winning that game, like I went for the Thielen homecoming, so I got to expect. I mean, literally, that's I wasn't planning on going to any games this early, but I was like, once Thielen announced he was coming back, and I was like, God, I really should go to that. I mean,
Yeah.
and I was right. I mean, that place was so loud, it helped us win. Well, it didn't help us win, but gave us a chance. They were getting false starts and everything else. We covered it last week. I don't have to go over it, but it was awesome. And then I didn't know that Jared Allen was going to be there for accepting his ring and all that stuff.
Well, you're right.
Totally worth it. Like, fine. But yeah, as far as victories go,
Terrible game, great experience.
And I'll be honest, I didn't know that Carson Wentz was from Minnesota.
Oh, he's from North Dakota.
Well, he was a Vikings fan, anyways.
Yeah, Vikings fan.
Yeah.
Bismarck.
I mean, there's a
from
picture of him, in a jersey at a game. Just looks like monster dork, dude. And this this is coming from a monster dork in school.
From the what did we call you?
What didn't you call it? Big D, the vulture?
The vulture, yeah.
That was only because when I was playing video
Nintendo
games.
neck when we played the NES.
Yeah. The vulture.
Anyway, yeah.
Christian James, I think, dubbed me that one. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Which I'm getting ridiculed by the sick in the week. That's a bad deal.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes.
Very good to be a Vikings fan. Yeah.
I feel like the emotional roller coaster from the ending of the first game to full game with McCarthy and and then him getting hurt, Wentz coming in and looking good and us winning in dramatic fashion, mostly from the defense though, to be fair. And I feel like that might be this year. I mean, I think this year might just be the roller coaster of emotions year. You know what I mean? Like,
could be. I mean, it's definitely starting out that way for sure. So, three game sample size, and we're already as high and as low as we can get. Now, I know the defense had 5 turnovers, and they scored. One person scored twice, but still, the offense put up 34 points. Take away the 14 from Isaiah Rodgers, and it's still because we 48-10. It was still 34-10, and the defense gave us those short fields or whatever with the turnovers, but the offense still put up 34 points. And we've had turnovers in the past where we've got the ball in a short field from a turnover, and then we end up getting a field goal or something. You know what I mean? So we put the ball in the end zone, which was huge for me.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a huge thing. All of the things we don't know. Well, now we kind of know what Carson Wentz capable of doing.
I think the comparison between just what you get with a veteran, almost any veteran, versus a rookie, just his ability to manage the game, understand schemes, timing is there, and I do feel like we have to give McCarthy, a grace period because, well, you just do. I mean, he's effectively a rookie. I mean, we all know it's not, but this is his first time, and the game moves so fast. It's so much faster than college.
He's got 2 games of experience. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no doubt that he'll get it eventually. I just don't think he's going to get it this year. And going back to, and there's definitely going to be if not there isn't already a quarterback controversy. If for sure, if Wentz wins again, how do you pull him?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see KOC doing that. And as far as like, in my opinion goes, I wanted JJ to sit behind a veteran anyways.
Yeah,
I was looking for that Bledsoe, Brady thing. I was looking for that Rodgers Favre thing. Like that would be great. Like learn, sit behind somebody, and then when it's time, either new contract and we can't afford him, or he gets hurt and you come in and boom, you just take off and you're off to the races. You don't miss a beat. Like in a perfect world, in my mind, we go back all the way back to last year or before that, would have been sitting behind Kirkle Chains, just that would have been great. And then Kirk goes down, or he starts throwing too many picks or whatever, he gets benched for whatever reason. Then McCarthy comes in after 2, 3, maybe even 3 years sitting behind a starter, comes in, and then, you don't skip a beat instead of just like, here you go, figure it out in real time. Like,
do we want to continue on this line, or do we want to run through the game and then kind of come?
Well, we should probably run through the game a little bit. I mean,
because Carson didn't have a phenomenal game. He was 14 for 20, only threw the ball 20 times, 173 yards on 14 passes, or 20 attempts, 14 completions. So that's what, 10, 11, 12, almost 13 yards of completion or something like that. 2 touchdowns, which were to his tight ends, Josh Oliver to start, and then TJ Hawkinson later in the game. Of course, Jordan Mason had 2 rushing touchdowns, which was huge. Jordan Mason, 16 carries, 116 yards, an average of 7.2. 7.2. That's second and short every single time. We run the ball on first down, 16 carries, 116 yards. I mean, I do that.
He probably would have been the talk of the week had it not been for Isaiah Rodgers.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, how do you? I mean, that's all the memes. I got them all here. NFL, the best NFL. The defensive showing or game in the history of the game.
In the history of the game, no one's ever done what he's done.
Pick six. Fumble recovery, fumble force, fumble recovery, scoop and score, and another forced fumble. So 2 forced fumbles and a pick six, and a scoop and score, and a 87-yard pick six. Like, unbelievable. And of course, even to piggy it back off of Isaiah Rodgers, is how did he get that pick six? Hitman. That was off the fingers.
Number 22.
Of number 22. I mean,
playmaker.
Yeah. So the defense, I mean, obviously, and Gink had 2 sacks. I mean, we pressured the ball like crazy. I think we ended up with like 4 or 5 sacks, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, there was a fair amount of sacks.
Will the Thrill with the
Thrill setting records.
Will the Thrill
franchise
Carvajal,
records anyway.
franchise record, 62, the longest in Vikings history, 62 yards, and that was good. That was halfway up. Bro.
Yeah,
that was probably good from 70, dude. I give him
one.
67 or 68 for sure. But I think that
he needed that, and I needed that, because he had his little bumpy start after his injury last year, and we're like, that's just how kickers are. Like, that's good to have him, like the confidence building that gives him, and it gives me as a fan too. Like, all right, we're good, we're back on track.
Yes,
if he can crush that, all right. We're back on the right foot.
Because on the right foot, the kicker trigger on the fandom of every Minnesota Viking that's over 30 years old is insane, dude. It is such an instant like there is so much scar tissue. And,
never want the game to come down to a kick.
No,
ever.
So you're exactly right. The fact that gives me the confidence of, he's got this. And we had that for a little while a couple years ago, and then last year, 2 years ago,
we had right until he got hurt.
Yeah,
when he got hurt,
that's right.
And then he missed a couple, and then they pulled him in that game. And then even when he came back from injury, he missed a couple. So I think he was still either he wasn't 100% of the injury, or as kickers do, they get in their head. But
they're fragile.
Whatever happened in the offseason, whatever happened in the offseason, looked good, preseason, all that. And so far, his kicks have been great. And so clocking a 62-yarder, heck yeah, dude.
The trauma with us in kickers is unbelievable. So you called it right on the head. Is that it gives us confidence as fans to be like, okay, we're good. So I mean, obviously, like I said, the two Isaiah Rodgers. I mean, NFC Defensive Player of the Week. Where is it? Legendary performance. Vikings cornerback Isaiah Rodgers earns the highest overall PFF, which is Pro Football Focus grade in NFL history, a 99.9. That's the highest you can get. Wow. Nobody has ever got a 99.9, and Isaiah Rodgers did. 99.9. The Vikings 5 takeaways, 10 points allowed, 2 touchdowns, 4 sacks, 171 yards allowed. Jordan Mason had 116, and the whole Bengals offense was 171 yards. Vikings cornerback Isaiah Rodgers, the first player in NFL history with a pick 6, a fumble return for a touchdown, and 2 forced fumbles in a single game. He did it in the first half. Bro.
It's crazy. He locked up defensive player of the week the first half of that game. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
One of the first games of the day. So every other defensive player after that, it's I don't know what you were hoping to do this, but he already said but you're not getting it. You're not getting. I don't care how good you're gonna play. You're not getting defensive player of the week. It's just not happening.
The Vikings are the first team in NFL history to have 2+ passing touchdowns, 2+ rushing touchdowns, 2 defensive touchdowns, and 2 field goals made, and we did it in 3 quarters. First team in NFL history to have 2 and 2. Yeah, I remember that. What was that? Love Connection or something?
Love Connection, yeah.
Chuck Woolery. Was it Chuck Woolery?
Yeah, they're back in 2 and 2.
Yeah. So I got a couple other memes that are pretty cool too. But here's the thing, and we talked about it in the last week's episode. Was I knew Carson Wentz was going to do good because our All-Pro left tackle Christian Darrisaw was back, and he had 0 pressures allowed, 0 everything, and he wasn't going against a scrub. That guy that he's going against, I pulled up his name and I forgot, but he's kind of All-Pro. I think he's maybe even a Pro Bowler. Jeremiah was telling me, he's like, that dude is no slouch, and he 0. Nothing. He gave up nothing. So the thing for me is that I feel like it's unfair to JJ. Now, that being said, Carson Wentz was getting the ball out of his hands at 2.1 seconds. JJ was over 3, 3.08 or something like that, which is one of the longest in the league. And Carson was top 5 or something like that at getting the ball out. So 2.1 to 3.8, and you think, oh, that's barely a second. Not even a second. Yeah, but that at the speed of this game, a second is a long time in the NFL.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
So, that all being said, Carson, like you said, it's the veteran. It's the 2-step drop, bang, bang, bang. And, of course, here we see Josh Oliver, first touchdown, and then T.J. Hawkinson. And somebody made a great point on that. I think it was Swagoo, where he's a offensive lineman or defensive lineman. I remember what he was, but he's on the broadcast and stuff like that. Now that Darrisaw is back, the tight end doesn't need to stay in and pass protect as much because the offensive line is that much better. He can be by himself over here on the left side, and even though the tight end might line up on the right side, previously the defense would have to, or the offensive line would have to shift to help protect because they didn't have Christian Darrisaw. Now you can leave him out there by himself, and he can do whatever he has to do because he's going to dominate. And so now the tight ends are more involved. And sure enough, here's the stat. How much did Hawkinson's production take a hit from having to help the O-line protect the quarterback? Without Darrisaw, 2 games. Sabretooth, 4 receptions, 27 yards, no touchdowns. With Darrisaw, 1 game, 6 receptions, 49 yards, and a touchdown. In 1 game. One game, because he's not in there protecting. Josh Oliver, he's not in there having to protect. 2 touchdowns by the tight ends. So it's that domino effect of.
Well, I was gonna say it's a double effect because not only does he not have to block and he can be a receiver, but you're getting a top tier lineman too. Yeah. So now the quarterback, he's doing that, but the quarterback is also getting more time. Yeah. So it's like it's not just one factor. And I feel like, and you bring up a great point, like it's not really fair to JJ, and because there were some big factors, Darrisaw being back, huge factor. Hitman being back, huge factor.
And Gink missed the
being back.
Gink missed the Atlanta game as well. So
those are 3 every game impact players.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, like that's like it. Those 3 people change our team so much, and so now going into this week against Pittsburgh, we're adding another element to that because Addison is coming back.
That didn't even cross my mind until you just. It crossed my mind earlier, but I wouldn't even think about it in the show prep. I'm like, dude, we're just getting better, and so to be 2-1, at this stage in the game, we said that without Addison, we can weather the storm. Well, I think we did pretty well, 2-1, and Darrisaw's back. Harry's healthy. Gink, and we're getting Ryan Kelly back, our nose tackle this week against Pittsburgh. Like, we're just, and as long as we can kind of stay healthy, how there's ebbs and flows of the season and injuries. Well, hopefully we got through that injury nonsense stuff in the first 3 weeks, and now we just roll from here. 2 games over across the pond, then we get a bye, and then the schedule gets tough. But we'll look at that, down the road there, down the way here a little bit. But obviously 48-10. It's just a boat race. We scored 14 in the first, 20 in the second, which was that both of his? No, he had Isaiah Rodgers had the pick 6 in the first, and then the scoop and score in the second.
Then KOC mic'd up, and some of the stuff he says is just so hilarious. He's like, he goes, is that Isaiah Rodgers? Is that Rodgers again?
Unbelievable, dude. Everybody was all over him on all the shows and all that.
Yeah, and the same thing with Darrisaw too. He's, when Darrisaw came out the field, KOC's slapping him on, and he's like, "Is that all I need? Was you back? Is that it? Like, holy crap! Like, he's."
Yeah, so a little bit about Rodgers. He was let go by the Philadelphia Eagles, and we picked him up like this in the offseason and stuff like that. But
he was drafted by the Colts.
Yeah, we signed the right Rodgers for sure. We was drafted by the Colts in 2020, went to Philadelphia in 23, 24. And they released him, and then we picked him up. And that's a huge free. It goes back to Kwesi again. Let him cook. The free agency, we've talked about that. It's unbelievable what he can do.
The drafting is like, nah, but free agency, crushing it.
Yeah, he's crushing it. Yeah, Kwesi. And again, is it KOC saying doing this and this and this? I think that you got to give Kwesi some credit there because he's killing it with the free agency. So. The game was amazing to watch. Who doesn't like to watch just a boat race? And the other thing that I really liked.
Cincinnati fans.
But the thing that I liked, and I threw that out on the thread and stuff like that. And of course, we got to see Max Brosmer in the fourth quarter. That was awesome to watch the Minnesota boy. The Golden Gopher come in, and he wasn't great. I think he only had like 20-some yards or something like that.
Well, he handed the ball off a lot.
Yeah, 204 for 29 yards. We were running the clock, but which was a little bit of what I didn't want to see. KOC being a little bit nice, but they didn't. They ran the score up, for most of it. So I'm like, just put
at that point,
just keep going. Yeah, send a message to the rest of the NFL that hey, we can score as much as we want to, whenever we want to, and I'm glad that they did up to 48 because I could have seen them at 28 or 32 or whatever it ended up being, 34 to 6 or 7.
Just running it and punting, running and punting, and then all of a sudden they creep back in.
Yeah. No, we were still passing the ball. We were still aggressive. We were still scoring. And so I love that. That to me shows that, we're not Mr. Nice Guy. We're going to come because sometimes I still feel like KOC is a little bit of that. I'm the nice guy, but I don't know that he really is. Because when you hear him,
I think that's
he's
his public persona. Yeah, I think that's his public persona. That's what And to piggyback off of that, if I can dip my toes in the conspiracy world, the league sure is miking KOC up a lot.
Yeah, they might mic up everybody.
I think the league has discovered that he's charismatic, and people like to. I mean, he's the darling of sports media. I mean, every single person that interviews him just fawns over him. He's every coach's favorite coach.
Yeah, every player's favorite coach. Yeah,
every player's favorite coach.
Yeah.
It's like I think they know what they have in KOC as somebody who is going to sell things and eyeballs on games and butts and seats. So if I can be a delusional Vikings fan for just a moment, if it is all scripted, it seems like it's trending in our favor.
KOC did mention something about this script today or something like yesterday at his press conference. Like, if there was such a thing as the
other thing,
writers, blah, blah.
The other thing he said, he's mic'd up. He's like, "All right, we're gonna get this ball back and we're gonna score," and then. Almost immediately, there goes Isaiah Rodgers again. Now, I think he meant we're going to get the ball back and our offense is going to score.
Exactly.
Took care of both the getting the ball back and scoring in one fell swoop, so it was perfect.
I did see Mike Greenberg from First Take. From Get Up. He's ESPN, big ESPN guy. He's got some books out about a bunch of different stuff, but he was on Purple Daily today or yesterday, and he did say that if he had to pick one coach to start a franchise with, it'd be KOC for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I think what he said, I heard that blip too. I think he said, like, if you had to pick one coach, like everything on the line to win, like it's the Super Bowl and you need a coach for the Super Bowl. Like, who would you pick? And he's like, KOC.
Yeah.
Just like, I think that I could be wrong, but I think that's what he said.
They love him. I mean, and which is good that he's getting his flowers. It's just, it's still so interesting to me though, because almost to a person, the people in the media love KOC. And we've talked about this ad nauseum about how he gets the most out of every quarterback that he's ever had at Minnesota. Offensive Player of the Week. We talked about it last week. 4 years in a row where he's had Offensive Player of the Week, and it's been a quarterback, all the way down the line. But yet they still give us 6 wins, 5 wins, whatever. And so if you're that high on KOC and you trust that he's able to do this, then I don't understand the disconnect between why are we not going to win the games? You know what I mean? So,
people just don't like to put their neck out there in the hot take. Everybody likes to take the safe bet. Go with Mahomes, go with Hurts, go with they like. And going into it, JJ's, and to their credit, they were mostly right about JJ so far. Then, so then Wentz, we didn't know what he was going to be. He's played with a bunch of different clubs. So anytime they're met with a question mark, they're just going to say this. They're just going to take the safe bet. Some of them did say, though, like, with that being said, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes the other way, just because of KOC. So
they kind of hedge it a little bit.
Yeah, they definitely hedge their bets. The only person out there really that isn't hedging their bets is Coward. Like he is not a JJ fan. Like he does not like JJ McCarthy.
Well, he will. I mean, he won't. But so what?
Yeah,
big deal. And he'll be the one that when we win, be like, well, yeah, but he didn't do this or he didn't do that.
Well, JJ's still developing, and I will give him credit. He says he's not good. Now, now, he's not a good quarterback. So, I mean, fair. He's not. I mean, it's pretty hard to argue that. But the fact that JJ is going to learn and grow, and I think he has all the potential in the world. And under KOC's tutelage, I think he's going to become the best quarterback that he possibly can.
Yeah, for sure.
We have to keep in mind this, too, that KOC is young.
Yes.
And has been with us 5 years? 4 years?
This
5 years?
is 4. This is 4.
Fourth?
22, 23, 24.
He's still learning.
4th year. Yeah.
He's still refining his game and his play calling and his coaching ability. And so he's already up here now. I mean, this is why as a fan, like I like our future. Like
there's not a lot of weaknesses. Front office, coaching staff, skill position players, the defense. I mean, all of these things. So, and that brings us to the, of course, the big question that everybody's talking about, which I guess a part of me, I had the same thing where I said that last week, like, hey, if Carson plays well, but that there's so like, that's what everybody is talking about. What if? Well, we still got at least 2 more weeks before we ever even get a chance to see JJ McCarthy. So let's just see. Now, KOC definitely hedging his bets. You and I have said it in the years past. It's not about necessarily what KOC says; it's what he doesn't say or how he says it. And when asked point blank, when JJ's healthy, is he coming back? He does not say yes, of course. He's like, well, first of all, he has to get healthy. And it's not going to be one of those things where, oh, he's healthy the night before. Let's throw him into a game and say, here, you go figure it out. So he's already hedging that to where,
for sure.
This is a long process, blah, blah, blah. And you know as well as I do that it's so very frustrating. It seems like the Vikings are overly protective of people coming back. Like they just wait for, like, come on, like let's go. Right. What's the holdup? Let's go play. But so I could see that unless, of course, Carson struggles. But the conversation is kind of, maybe kind of fun to have, but until we see the next couple of weeks, there's no answers. I mean, it's just pure speculation. What's going to happen? Well, until we get a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, the whisper, right? He has that Midas touch. I mean, look, Danny Dimes was a Viking in uniform only for what, a few games last season. Look at him now. He just got inside KOC's bubble for a couple months and has elevated his career. KOC is going to go down as the GOAT of getting quarterbacks paid. Dude, he gets
getting paid for sure.
Paid. Sure. Like they go on to another team and get paid. He's so. I would like to see this stat. Has there been another coach in his time frame that has had to coach as many different quarterbacks?
I would say no. no.
It's crazy. Every year he's got 3 with injuries and stuff.
He's had, like in 4 years, he's had like 8 or 9 different starting quarterbacks for sure. Here's a crazy LeBron stats. The Minnesota Vikings are 15-3 when Kevin O'Connell played Ginger at starting quarterback. An 83.33% win rate, the highest rate of any team ever starting Ginger quarterbacks. So between Sam Darnold and Carson Wentz, 2 redheads, he's 83.33% win percentage, 15-3 with a redhead behind center. Dude, you can't make this stuff up, man.
That's
such a LeBron stat, dude. Yeah, I saw that one. I was like, oh, I gotta hang on to that one for sure. That was so
Ginger
fun.
Power.
Ginger quarterback for KOC, 83.3% win.
Listen, we've got a Ginger going across the pond to play in Ireland. We're bringing our own leprechaun. How does that not?
Yeah,
how does that not work in our favor, dude?
80% of the fans are going to be Gingers. Yeah, for sure.
Dude, that's crazy. And I was a little nervous going in this game. I don't know if we want to. Are we done? Kind of recapping last week. Do you got anything else you want to add?
As far as the game, no.
Yeah. I think so. Moving on, we're going to play Pittsburgh, which the other Rodgers plays for. And after the JJ debacle, I was like, man, I don't know. And Rodgers is looking pretty good.
Yeah.
But we have Hitman. And Hitman has a lot of experience playing against Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think the Pittsburgh's defense is all that great.
No, they're not. Well, now their defense held them in this last game. Actually, their offense didn't play very well, and Aaron Rodgers said that after the game. He's like,
That's true. He did. He's like, that was a team win kind of a thing. Yeah.
We need to play way better. But their offensive line is not the greatest. And of course, Brian Flores is still leading the league, 45.4% of blitzes, and so and let's see. The Steelers' offensive success this season has largely been through a short passing attack that has gained a league-high 443 yards after catch, amounting to 73% of Rodgers' passing yards, which is after the catch. But our defense is so good, Vikings defense has only allowed 225 yards after the catch, the third fewest in the NFL. So we're going against all of their yards, all of their offense is after the catch, and we are top 3 at keeping people at not after the catch. So something's bound to give. And the defense on the passing, we were only we're giving up 141 yards. So and the pass rush, the offensive line of Steelers is not great. So is he going to have the time to do that? And he's prone to throw one away. I think he's averaged at least one. I think he's thrown one pick in every game this season so far. So, I'm not too terribly nervous about it. I know that he's been playing better than obviously than the Jets and whatnot, but I feel pretty good about this game. I'm almost a little bit more scared about next week's game against the Cleveland Browns that they just beat the Packers.
Their defense is legit.
Legit.
Yeah.
Big
real
time.
legit. Yeah, for sure.
But we'll talk about that.
They could be a problem for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, we do well over there as far as fan base goes.
Yeah.
2 away games. It's great because we're not really getting gypped. Like the home teams are getting gypped by not playing in their 100%. Stadium, right?
100%,
so that it's a neutral field at worst for us. Yeah.
And really, like you said, it's more probably for us anyways, like the fan base.
Yeah, I mean, we've always drawn good crowds over there since we started playing in Europe. Like there seems to be a lot of purple. Yeah. Which to me makes sense. I mean, Vikings, right? Scandinavian. They're European in origin, right? Like it's just like
it makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Like I think the Houston Texans are going to be great in London. You know what I mean? The Patriots for sure not.
No, for sure. I mean, no. We've always done well there, so I don't think that it's going to be, really much of an issue at all. But I mean, you never know. Like I said, we're still the highs and lows of the season. 1 week we're up, 1 week we're down. But I just feel like there's a calming presence with Carson Wentz under center, his veteran ability, the fact that he's getting the ball out that quickly, and maybe is KOC. He always talks about gearing the offense around toward what the quarterback does best, and so obviously Carson. They go have a collaboration. I think on Saturdays is their normal, where Carson comes in and says, I don't really feel like this, or I like this, or like that. And then they start throwing in plays that are geared, toward the quarterback, whatever, and kind of what they feel and what they see. And so, I mean, the fact that he gets the ball out quick, he throws a great pass. I mean, he's still got a good arm, and, he's got that calming presence, and he's got time. And he's got time.
You can't expect somebody to be perfect either, but maybe get some of his touch back, because there was that pass to Thielen. I mean, if that had just 2% less oomph on it, Thielen brings that in.
Yeah.
He one hand scoops that in for a touchdown.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was like a weird kind of like push float ball thing, but he's rusty. I mean, if that's his rusty, I mean,
right. His first game, like his first full game in how long? Like he played the end of last season and the year before. I think he played both week 18s the last 2 seasons. That's the only live games that he's played, and it was because they were resting starters. So, he hasn't played meaningful football in probably over 3 years. You know what I mean? Like something that's like, okay, this, we need a winner. So.
I think it needs to be said too that what do they call it? The game within the game. Like the fact that he knows he has an opportunity in front of him right now, right? Like a legit one. Like he's not an idiot, right? He sees that he watched that game that we all watched with McCarthy. Like he's like, I have an opportunity here to seize this team, to take this team. And whether he wants that long term, which he is a Vikings fan, which I'm so glad I learned. Like that's so cool. I love that.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah,
feeds into the Super Bowl story.
The movie. The
movie. Exactly. Disney, take notes. This is just more fodder. Like this is just another ingredient to a perfect cake.
Yeah. No, there's
come on, two lifelong. Now I'm gonna call it right now. We go to the quarterback. The game-winning touchdown is going to be Viking fan to Viking fan. It's going to be Wentz to Thielen.
Yeah,
game winner. We win our first Super Bowl because that's how Disney scripts this shit.
That would be nice. Oh, that would be nice.
Off of a last minute, we are down. We're down by four. Field goal ain't gonna cut it. We're down by 4. Yeah. There's only a few seconds left.
Yeah.
No, it's more than that. There has to be more time than that. We're down by 4. The opposing team has the ball. They got to get whatever. They need one more first down to ice it, right? They throw it. Guess who gets us the ball back?
Well, either 22
Harry
or
the
2.
Hitman. 22, of course. Before his retirement. Gets the ball back. Gets the ball back. Gets us on the field. Vikings
at our 45. At our 45.
Touchdown. Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
Gritty. So
we get the ball at our 45. He hits TJ across the middle for a first down to their 45.
It's my new favorite move.
Then he hits Justin Jefferson for like a 15 piece, gets it down to like the 30.
Yeah.
They take a shot, incomplete, and then 3rd and 5. They think we're going to run the ball and play action over the top.
Here's how we get close. We're like, all right, it's not going to happen, right? They're just going to rush it. They're going to run it in.
Yeah,
run it in or get close. Maybe they get stuff. Maybe they go in. But guess what? Flag on the play, holding 10 yards. Fuck.
Yeah.
Then the pass comes in.
Yeah.
Adam Thielen.
That'd be nice. Man, we got to get there first. Yeah, right. Yeah. And the place goes crazy. Yeah. I don't know. Where is the Super Bowl this year? I don't know where it's at. Arizona?
That's a good question. I have no.
Where are we going?
Where are we winning?
Where are we going? Where are we going? Yeah.
Super Bowl 2025.
Yeah, so coming back to like just the vibe of the game, how things went. There's just so much out in front of us. With like I said, the offense, Christian Darrisaw back. Now we're getting our nose tackle back. We're getting all these guys coming together healthy. And we talked about impact players for the game, and we throw in Christian Darrisaw, and then we throw in some of the defense. And they're like, well, how does the defense help the offense? Well, it's because we're able to get off the field when we're letting them move the ball. For what did we talk about in the Atlanta game? They had the ball for 14 minutes more than we did. They had the ball a whole extra quarter because we couldn't get them off the field. Now Harry's back. Now Gink is back. Dallas Turner's in there raising Kane. JG, Jonathan Gennard's in there going off. I mean, our front 4 is getting pressure without having to extra blitz, even though we still are blitzing because the way Flores just runs his defense. It's just it's one big thing. And they talk about all 3 phases of the game. You got Will Reichard kicking 62-yarders. You got what is our punter's name? I just had a brain fart. But he's averaging like 44 yards a punt. He's kicking the ball like crazy, these big booming punts and stuff like that. So all 3 phases, and it looks like it's coming together. Last week we talked about KOC and kind of like at least I did, my decline from 100% to like 95%, and I'm thinking about that. And I'm like, you know what? It's still his fourth. Like you said, we talked about it. It's just the beginning of his fourth season. He's still learning as well. Of course, the fear is just that, and he talked about it. I was watching that. There's like an 8-minute thing of him mic'd up. I don't know if you watched that. That's what you were talking about. But I started watching a little bit of it right before we started the podcast, and he's talking to Carson Wentz, and he's like, "I'm out there with you. I'm going through this. I'm living through you or through something like that." And I'm like, there's still, I think, a part of him that is like he's what's the word, vicariously. He's living vicariously through these players, and I'm wondering if there's a little bit of maybe that's a little bit of a deterrent as to why he's not just smash mouth running the ball, because in his quarterback mind, he wants this for his quarterback. He wants that. He sees it this way. Like, I'm going to pass the ball. I'm going to get a little cute down here, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. As opposed to just, here's the ball. Here's the ball. It's kind of boring. 4 times. Here's the ball. Here's the ball. Here's the ball. Here's the ball. Because he's living vicariously through these quarterbacks, and he's thinking, what do I want to do here? How would I have liked to do this as a quarterback, kind of thing. And so I don't think that it's that much, but I just wonder sometimes if he can't quite see it as clearly because he's so entrenched in that quarterback mindset, as opposed to a head coach that says, here's the numbers. And of course, he's got people in his ear telling him the numbers and the statistics and all this kind of stuff. But
right.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think a lot of that can come down too with what your confidence is on the run game. And I think our run game confidence went up last week too. So,
along with our offensive line.
Exactly. So it's like, okay, we've got like going into week 3 or week 4 now, we've got a brand new team.
Yeah.
More complete than we've been all year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and the chess game, which is coaching, he's not going to win every one of those. He is going to get out coached. He's not the only good coach in the league. You make your game plan, you do what you can. And sometimes it's not play call. Sometimes it's execution. A lot of times it's execution. So it's like you can coach the greatest game of your life as far as like, calling the right offense against the right defense. But if your players don't make the play, like there's not like at some point as a coach, you can only do so much. Like once that ball is snapped, it's out of your hands. Like
for sure. Yeah. The pressure.
I'm not trying to make excuses for it, but I'm just, just being realistic.
Yeah. It's a mix. It's obviously a mix, but of course the players are the ones that have to make the play. So
Well,
it's really nice to see.
This is one of the many things that is why football is my favorite sport. There's so much going on at the same time. I love how you set the chessboard.
Control chaos. Yeah.
And then go, and then all right, set it again, and it's like it's unlike any other sport. Yeah. That does no other sport does that. Like it's crazy.
It's chaos. Control chaos. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I love it. Like it's by far my favorite sport.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's also good to see old Xavier Scott, that rookie, running the ball. He had 8 carries for 30 yards, average 3.8, which is not great, but I love that dude. That Xavier Scott. He got some playing time in the fourth quarter. Actually, he spelled Jordan Mason a few times, I think, during the first 3 quarters, but he definitely got some carries in the fourth quarter. So that, but he runs angry, dude. That dude, he's a beast. He's like a light skinned guy or something. He's that dude. He drops his shoulder down, though. He hits somebody.
I've heard other people say it's like the Vikings are built to win right now, which feeds into the quarterback controversy, if there is some, like what 100%. We do, because we are. I mean, legitimately, and this is kind of getting greedy and asking too much. But like we're one Pro Bowl running back away from being unstoppable. Yeah. If you add Saquon Barkley to this lineup right now, don't change anything else.
Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley. Yeah.
Dude.
It's over, dude. CMC. Could you imagine?
Dude, who?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? What piece are you gonna take away from us?
Well, that goes. Yeah,
we have good backs. We have good serviceable backs. They had a great game last week. So, I'm not throwing shade at them at all, but like the point I'm trying to make is like I agree with these other people that are saying the Vikings are built to win right now, and I would think my biggest fear for this season is that we're going to squander it because who knows how next year shakes out with free agency and who we get back and whatever else. Like, we have on paper a really good team. Really good team.
Yeah, top 3 or 4, I would say.
I guess to be fair, we're not just a back away. We're a back and a quarterback away from from being unstoppable.
Well, I mean, that remains to be seen because Carson Wentz, I mean, and with the pieces that we have, we don't need Patrick Mahomes, who's not, well, I would say he's not playing great, but you know, there's a lot of pieces that are missing there. There's a lot of trouble in KOC, in Kansas City, or Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. Like, we don't need a quarterback to carry this team. All we need to do, and KOC called it perfectly, which is now what they say is a point guard, which is basically saying as a game manager, you get the ball to your players, which is what a good point guard does. That's why for me, you know, Magic Johnson is one of the best, if not the best point guard in the league in my book, because he gave the ball away. Now point guards in the NBA, not to switch sports, but now they want to score. They all want to score. I'm like, that's not a point guard to me. What Carson Wentz did was exactly what KOC. He was a point guard. He got the ball to his playmakers. And Carson even says it. Like, I don't want to be the reason that we do this or that. I want to get the ball to the playmakers and let them just go do what they do. He's like, that's my philosophy. Yeah. So that mixed with 2 steps, boom, the ball's out. Get it to JJ. Get it to Jordan Mason out of the backfield. Get it to Sabretooth. Get it to Jordan Addison now. I mean, like, now that he's back, like, so what do we do 4 wide? Do we have?
Yeah, you can't double everybody. Like, we got 4 deep now.
Yeah, we got Speedy and Thielen and Addison. So we do Addison and Thielen on one side,
and you got 2 legit tight ends
on the other side. Yeah, and then it
is kind of crazy. And I will say that, like, with Wentz last week was really nice to see. The thing we were crying about game 2, like, where are all the little short yardage plays just sustaining it? Like every other team does? Like, we didn't have to play. Like, I go watch the afternoon games or wherever they might be, and I'm watching other teams. It's just, little 7 out route, boom, little boom, 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 and they march down the field. And you're like, why aren't we? Why does it always seem like we can't do that? And then last week we did.
We did.
So
we did.
I was like, there it is. There's a little 6-yard play.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Like, where the hell was this whole time? Like, not everything has to be a home run ball. Like,
Well, I think some of it, again, it comes back to it's unfair for JJ. Now, he did hold the ball too long, and Carson held the ball a little bit. He took 4 sacks, I think, or 3 or 4 sacks early on in the game, and he even said, I got to get the ball out. He knows that, but he still averaged 2.1, but whereas JJ holds the ball too much. But, you know, we had to keep tight ends in to help block. We've had to keep running backs in to help block, pass protect, because all of that comes back to Christian Darrisaw and now Ryan Kelly's back. And, you know, we had rookies on the offensive line. And so you have to mass protect. So that means tight ends. That means running backs. That might even mean a slot receiver having to, pick up a blitzer or to crash down and block, Adam Thielen or somebody, because we got to give them enough time to do it. So now that offensive line is kind of more back to where it's supposed to be, I think this week probably is what they envisioned as this is our starting, 5 guys up front. And so now you can put everybody out, boom, 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 all these 5 eligibles with the running back. Like you said, who are you going to stop? And so you give all Carson needs is 3 seconds. It's coming out in 2. Like,
I
I
will say, like, just a quick touch on it real quick. Like, those sacks you talked about, Carson getting sacked a couple times. There was at least 2 of those that could have been avoided if you just threw it. He held on, he literally held on to it. Like, just throw it away.
Just throw it away.
Like, if you're going to turn and take a hit, obviously, if you're in the pocket, you can. That's intentional grounding. But it's like, get rid of it. I mean, even take the intentional grounding. If you're going to get sacked 15 yards back, like, shit.
Well, but if it just throws it to the sidelines, more than likely there's some route that has somebody to the sidelines. Like, it's not like you really have to aim it toward anybody. fired
just crazy
to the sideline.
overthrow
There's
a
somebody
tight
close.
end or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you got to get rid of the ball, and he knows that. I don't know, and that's the other thing about Carson for me, anyways. And obviously we'll see that this week, or at least we're going to find out what the answer is that I think that's probably, we're going to see that more. And again, he's played 2 games in the last 2 seasons prior to past Sunday, and that was week 18 when the games really didn't matter because players were sitting. They were made the playoffs, or they didn't. I think they made the playoffs because he was with the Rams and the Kansas City. So obviously they were in the playoffs. So, but that's going to come back to him. Like, okay. And KOC, I'm sure, is going to preach that as they look back at the tape and say, yeah, this sack. Here you go, man. Just get rid of that ball, dude. Let's take another down. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Just get rid of it. So, and him being a veteran, he's going to be like, yep, you're right. I know that, and so I think he's just going to do it. So, and like you said, there's a little bit of rust. And so can you imagine if it gets even that much better? Like, I've never felt this good. And I've been saying that since KOC, but even so much more now, like, I just don't see a weakness. I don't. And that's, part of that is Viking fandom, but just across the board, just look at it. Like, where's the weakness? Where's our weakness? You know what I mean? Like, where is it? I don't see it. Yeah, we don't have a Hall of Fame quarterback, but we don't need it. We don't need it.
I don't know that we have a ton of weaknesses, but I do feel like we're still underachieving at times. Like, Jettis needs a touchdown in this game.
Yeah.
Like, we got to get him the rock. Like, this is ridiculous. So we got 2 games without a touchdown. Like,
he got in the first one. Yeah. Like JJ in the fourth quarter. Yep.
Yeah, we got to get. He has to have some touchdowns.
Yeah, we got to get him the ball for sure.
Got to feed him.
I mean, he had a good game. He had 5 receptions for 75 yards. I mean, he averaged 15 yards.
Yeah, no, he had a good game. And again, just watching him and watching his body language on the sidelines, like, he's not frustrated or anything. He's, we got that pick 6 and the scoop is good. He was cheering and running, like, he's a team guy. Like, he just
he's not
he wants to win.
He is not give me the ball. He's not. He's
not a Diggs.
No, he's drinking the Kool-Aid that KOC is preaching for sure. And they're going to give him the ball, and he I think he just realized that, like, it's going to come. You know what I mean? Like, the yards are there. The targets
probably
are
going
to
come this week, to be honest. I'm not putting him down for two touchdowns this week.
2?
We got 2. He's getting 2.
Man, we keep
he's
trying. That's not happening.
But the dam has to break at some point.
Well,
and with Addison coming back, it spreads the field. You
don't think Addison is you think Addison's going to take catches? You don't think? Well, but see, that's the thing, is that with, like, JJ, he had such great chemistry with Addison. Carson doesn't have that. So, and I don't know that Carson, I mean, the way he passed the ball around, tight ends, Naylor had 3 catches, Jefferson had 5 catches, and Sabretooth had 5 catches, Xavier Scott
he's
had
kind of taking his short. He's taking his checkdowns are getting more than his first look.
Minnesota minus 2.5 is right now. Minnesota minus 2.5.
We're favored. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, we're favored 2.5. Yep. So let's see where we're at as far as, we need to have a segment of where's the money at.
Money's not in my pocket, I can tell you.
Yeah, where's the money?
Our bets never. We had one bet. I think it was last year. Yeah, it was last year that we needed one thing. I think a rushing touchdown or something, and we were in good money.
Yeah,
for a parlay, and we didn't get it. The wrong running back scored a touchdown.
So the only one we have, a standing Jefferson MVP and JJ MVP, which JJ McCarthy's not getting the MVP. But we do. We also have
likely not going to get it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you never know. The Vikings plus 3,000 to win the Super Bowl, and the cash out right now is $36 on a $100 bet. So that's where the money is. There's your where's the money at segment.
That's only a loss of 60. What is it?
$64. Yeah,
$64.
Well, 63.82. But Yeah, so there's your where's the money at segment. I think Jefferson could still probably win it. I mean, it doesn't. He's still average. I think he's still number one over his first 5 years or whatever in the league. He averaging like 90, almost just under 100 yards a season. So he's still having these amazing seasons. And you never know with Carson slinging the ball. I mean, he still throws the ball pretty well. 75 yards on his first first game with him. So, yeah, I feel good. I feel great about what's going on. I feel like Carson Wentz is more than good enough. I feel like we may not see if we want to step into that realm of what if Carson comes out and wins these next 2 games, which I feel like we will. Now, Cleveland is going to be a much harder game than we had anticipated. We were like, oh yeah, Cleveland Browns.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Browns. I agree.
I feel better about the Steelers for sure. We have Aaron Rodgers numbers. And we're rolling this high. We always play good there. Now it's in Ireland. We've never played in Dublin before. So Wembley Stadium or whatever it's called in England, that's where we've had, I don't think we've lost there. I know we haven't. We were like 3-0 with KOC, but that one's going to be a tougher game. But with Wentz, he wins these next 2 games. I don't know that we see JJ McCarthy again the rest of the season. I think at some point they're going to linger this ankle for as long as they can. KOC is not going to come right out and say this and that. But the ultimate goal that we need to remember, and Jeremiah is telling me, we need, Wentz is not the answer. JJ is the future. I get that. But if Carson Wentz can win us a Super Bowl, I don't care who's throwing the ball. Yes, I agree that JJ is the future. JJ is going to be a great quarterback. But do I think that he's going to be able to win us these games going on the stretch? I don't, at least not for what I've seen now. Is it fair to him? Not really. But at this point in our fandom, I don't really care about fair. I want to win a Super Bowl. So if Carson Wentz, which I feel like he shows up the next two games. Now, of course, if he struggles the next couple games, throws a couple of interceptions or gets happy feet, which we didn't see that at all. Dan mentioned that in the thread. I don't see happy feet. He looks very poised in there. Of course, the ball's coming out in 2.1 seconds. Of course, he's not getting happy feet. He's not feeling the pressure. And when he did, he took the sacks. But Carson Wentz comes out and plays well these next 2 games going into the bye. We're not seeing, the week after the bye is the Eagles coming to US Bank.
I don't know how
you can't. You cannot take him out.
How do you do that? I looked it up real quick, and our international record, we're 6-1.
6-1, but that's not with KOC. That's with Zimmer.
Well, that goes all the way back to 1983.
Oh wow!
St. Louis Cardinals against St. Louis Cardinals in London, England. That was a win. 1988 Chicago Bears played in Sweden. Win. 1993 against the Bills in Germany, Berlin, Germany, win. 1994 versus Kansas City Chiefs in Tokyo, Japan. I don't remember that one. Win. 2013. 2013 against the Pittsburgh Steelers in London, England was a loss.
They beat us. Yeah, 2013. That's Zimmer.
2017 against Cleveland Browns in London, England. That was a win. So we got a rematch in London, England coming up with the Browns.
Yeah.
2022 with the Saints in London, England. Yeah. That was a win. And then upcoming Dublin, Ireland, London, England. So
KOC, no, this is only KOC's second trip.
Unless he was in here in 2022. When did we get KOC?
Yeah, 22. Yeah, 21.
So be 3.
22, 23, 24. Yeah, 25. This is his 4th season. Yeah.
22. Yeah, so it was 2017, and then 2022 was the next one. So yeah, he only played once over there.
We didn't go there last year.
Huh?
Why did I think that we did?
It seems like we always play over there, but I'm not.
I think he's been there 3 times. I think this is his 3rd trip.
I mean, I'm looking at. Overall international record, I'm looking at it right now.
Huh.
I mean, let's say I got it wrong. I don't know.
There you go. Did you ask GPT?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
So Anyways,
Well, either way,
yeah.
I think it's definitely going to be a win though with the Steelers. Yeah,
I think we definitely turn Rodgers over
yeah.
at least once, not twice.
At least once, not twice, not twice.
I said if not twice.
Yeah.
I
thought you were saying we're not betting for 2 turnovers like Caleb Williams again.
Who did Pittsburgh just beat? Ravens? No, that was Detroit.
No. The Pittsburgh Steelers just played.
I'm trying. What is their defense? It's not that good.
It's not terrible. Their defense, like I said, they kept them in last week's game. He said. So okay, let's see where we at. Pittsburgh Steelers.
But against who?
Pittsburgh Steelers 2-1. They beat the Seahawks. Oh no, they lost this year. They beat the Patriots 21-14. Drake May.
Oh, they're trash.
Yeah. So they beat the Jets.
Garbage.
They beat the Jets in week 1, 34-32.
Jets are also garbage.
They got smashed by the Seahawks, old slinging Sam Darnold, ginger quarterback, 31-17, and then they beat the Patriots 21-14, and they did not play well.
Okay.
They said.
So, okay. If that's what all they can muster against the Patriots,
yeah,
we should be crushed. We should crush them.
Yeah. Well,
This should be
should.
32.
32. Nice.
32-12. Vikings.
12.
Yeah.
That's an odd number.
It's actually an even number. It's just a lot of field goals.
Yeah. Odd as in weird.
4 field goals.
32-12. Dublin Steelers. 32-12. I think the offensive train just keeps on rolling. I think it's let's see, 21, 28, 31, 34, 41.
Oh, he's going.
37,
We're such homers.
37. I'm going to say 37. I wanted to say 24, but I just don't feel it. Yeah.
You might shut him out.
You got to shut him out. Yeah. 37-17.
Dude, we might shut him out. What did they score against the Patriots?
37-13, 21. 37-13. They get 1 touchdown, 2 field goals. 37-13. I got 37-13. Vikings over Aaron Rodgers led Steelers. I love Mike Tomlin, though. I actually, when I was a kid, I had a Steelers jacket, like a starter jacket kind of thing. I wore when I lived in North Dakota before I moved to Minnesota and became a true Vikings fan. Yeah, I was always that was Terry Bradshaw back in the 70s and 80s when I was coming up, the late 70s, early 80s. So I was always a Steelers fan. I just love the colors too, that black and yellow. I mean, it's nice. I love black anyways, but I mean, it's not like purple and gold, but I've always and Mike and Tomlin, you can't say anything bad about Mike Tomlin. I mean, that dude,
no,
he's been there forever. He's a stud. He's an upright guy. It seems like he does the right thing. He speaks the truth. I mean, I love Mike Tomlin.
He should be a Vikings coach in that he's good, but he can never get over the hump.
Yeah.
he's like one of the best, most consistent winning coaches, but just can't get that next. Just can't get there.
What's your take on the quarterback situation? Since we kind of brought it up there, what do you think? Do you think we go back? Do you want to see JJ come back, or do you care?
I don't. I don't actually want to see him to come back. As long as
you want him to
as long as Wentz is still winning, let him win. I don't. Why would you risk it if he's playing good and we're winning games? You don't just stop what's working.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Like you just you don't. And then if that is the case, let's just say we win through the bye. We come back. We actually pull off a win against the Eagles. McCarthy's not coming back.
He's not coming back.
Not this year. Not unless Wentz gets hurt.
Really struggles. I don't even know.
Yeah, but if we beat the Eagles, who are you going to struggle against after that? Like,
yeah.
I mean, there's always an outlier game here or whatever. If that's the scenario, because if that is the scenario, that goes back to like that's perfect scenario for me in that I want JJ McCarthy to study behind a veteran.
Yeah.
Now, it gets squirrely if we take it all the way and look way too far into the future to next year. Let's say Wentz stays in, we make a deep playoff run. What happens next year? All right, well, fuck it. If we're dreaming, let's dream big. What happens if the Disney movie happens this year? We win a Super Bowl with Carson Wentz.
Well, then they re-sign Carson Wentz. There's no doubt.
You have to, right?
You have to.
You have to.
You have to run it back. You have to.
Unless he retires.
Unless he retires, because he's only on 1 year.
Yeah, he goes out on top.
But he says, you know what? I've done enough. I've done it. I finally did it. Well, he has a ring though, but he just didn't. He didn't play in it. So
yeah. So I mean, like, get it, like, maybe he takes a hometown discount.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean,
that's another motivation, that I kind of thought about too. Like maybe Carson Wentz, not only is he under now the best quarterback coach in maybe the history of the NFL, but definitely in the league now. But the fact that he's playing for his hometown team, they kept talking about that. And he's like, yeah, it definitely hit different running out of that tunnel and wearing the purple and gold. And so you're right. He might play out of his mind the rest of the season because he's like, dude, I'm a Minnesota Viking. Like he keeps pinching himself. Like here I am. You know what I mean? So,
as a Vikings fan, and then you can get your team its first
Super
title.
Dude,
the movie's too good.
It's just too good. All the stars are aligned, bro. All the stars are aligned. Like, how does that not happen? Here's something that Mike Greenberg brought up. They asked him. Well, they asked him two different questions. They asked him about because he's a Jets fan. He's a huge Jets fan, and he was like, "Would you trade?" The Jets have won Super Bowl. What was his name? Hollywood Joe. Joe Namath, when he guaranteed the Super Bowl win in the early 70s or something like that? Anyways, and he said, would you trade that for Viking fandom? Would you trade your Phantom of the Jets for the Viking fandom where they're always relevant? They have such a big win percentage. Oh, they were talking about his book about the greatest 120. There's 128 pro sports teams between football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. And they labeled them all, or they numbered them all, greatest to least, whatever. And Minnesota was like right in the middle, and we were the highest ranked team to never win a title. Everybody else above us had won a championship in their respective sport. And so they asked him, would you trade your Jets Super Bowl to be a Vikings fan based on the winning percentage? He said, well, yeah, because I was like 4 years old when the Jets won, so that means nothing to me. He said, the Jets that I know have never won anything, and so I would definitely trade that for the Vikings always being relevant, always being there, because we've waffled on that sometimes. Like it's almost like a curse. Like our trauma is so different than, let's say, Detroit, for example. They've had 2 good years, and this year, I mean, obviously, that was a huge win for Detroit. I don't want to spend
big win,
really but that was a huge win. The Ravens, and we have the Ravens at home. They went to Baltimore, so it'll be interesting to see a litmus test on how we do against the Ravens in like week, what is that, 7, 8, 9, 10, like 11 or something like that. November 9th, we play the Ravens, but at US Bank. But like their trauma is so much different because they've always just been terrible. Miami, look at Miami now. Since like the 70s, Miami had a couple good runs the last 4 or 5 years, but they were never really that good. They were like decent, but now they're back to trash again. We've never in our Viking history, we've never been trash. I don't know that we've ever been trash ever in the history of the organization. Have we ever been like last?
We finished last in our division a couple times.
But not for
not for an extended, not for years and years and years. Yeah, you might have like one off year,
one off year, yeah, and then we're right back.
Then you bounce back.
Yeah, and maybe it's some injuries or whatever it was. So that was something that was interesting because I'm like, you know what, as far as Viking fans, we've been pretty. I mean, we've always had a good team. Like it's good, and we want.
There's no real heartbreak when you're expecting to be shitty. You're just apathetic. You're a fan. Whatever. If you're a Browns fan, right?
Yeah. Not so much now, but before,
yeah. You're a Browns fan. You're it's not going to be good. Like,
Yeah,
but you just like football, so you root for your team.
That's been the trade for the last 2 or 3 years. Yeah.
You don't have high hopes, but
Yeah.
every year we have high hopes.
Yeah,
We're not as delusional as Cowboy fans are, though. Every year, Cowboys, this is our year. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
How can you say that every year? Yeah. But with the Vikings, we don't say this is our year. We're like, this might be our year. I mean, on paper, it looks really good. And then we win a bunch of games. And then we lose in the first round of playoffs, or make it all the way to the NFC Championship and miss the first time in over a year. Like, it's just like, then the curse comes in. So it's like, this is totally different. Totally different pain.
Yeah.
Totally. It's always good, just never, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. I mean, it's just, it's got, the dam has to break at some, it's a mathematical equation at this point.
Yeah.
Like, we're if this was roulette, it'd be just insanity, or a coin flip. It's like coin flip. If you flip it 100 times, it should be 50-50, real close, give or take. We've got 99 times on heads. Like, it's got to be tails eventually. It just has to.
Somewhere along the line, they have the odds just have to be there. The other thing that they asked him was like hottest take for the Vikings, and he was saying that his hottest take is that the Vikings may never sign a long-term quarterback, because with KOC being who he is, you just get you draft them, or you get these young quarterbacks, you keep them, JJ McCarthy for 4 or 5 years, then you let him walk, and then you get another rookie comes in, and KOC just keeps working his magic with a new quarterback, because he's done it every year since he's been there. Every quarterback he's ever had, he's turned into gold. And so why would you pay this huge contract to a quarterback, and you keep throwing your money into all the position players, and you let KOC work his magic with a new quarterback every 4 years? And I'm like, that's not such a bad idea. You get
as long as
he's always doing it, as long as he can keep doing it.
If it equals Lombardi trophies, I'm not going to be mad at it.
Yeah.
But if it just keeps us in that cycle of being good but not good enough, I don't want that.
Yeah.
And I still feel like McCarthy has the it factor.
He does. And after week 1, for sure, we've seen it. He's obviously not there yet. I don't think he's ready.
He's not. And so if Carson Wentz can be our bridge, great. Even, and I'll say this, here's a hot take. Even if Carson Wentz goes on to get paid to run out his career somewhere else, because that's what KOC does, he gets quarterbacks paid.
Mm-hmm.
I have no doubt that whoever we get in free agency, whatever veteran we get, will be fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know what's so wild?
Can you go against his record? Like, KOC's record with quarterbacks, it doesn't even matter who.
But you know what's crazy is that we always start, like this year, who were our backups? Neither one of them are on the team. Like going into the season, we had 2 backups, and neither one of them are on the team. And so, like Josh Dobbs coming in, and now Carson Wentz and Sam Darnold. Like we start with this class, and then when the starter goes down, we always bring in some, reclamation project or whatever, and then KOC brings them back to life, sends them on their way, gets paid. But then in the meantime, we win 13 and 14 games.
I thought maybe we actually would keep Daniel Jones, but
I did too. That was kind of a weird.
He just was here to ride his season out. I think KOC was just like
a couple picks out of him.
Yeah, I think KOC was like, we got you, buddy.
Yeah,
you need a place to go. We can
we'll
springboard
on
us.
We'll come and sit here.
I'll get you paid. Watch this.
Watch me work my magic. Exactly.
So I don't know. Well, let's wrap her up.
There you go.
Well past the hour mark here. We already gave our predictions.
Yep, I got 37-13, and you.
What time is the game?
9:30 Eastern. 9:30 Eastern. 2 weeks in a row. 9:30 Eastern. 8:30
I'm not
your
gonna
time.
get to watch it. I'm not going to get to watch it.
Oh, you're guiding, right?
I'm guiding. Yeah, it's my last guide trip of the season.
So today is just as a way of.
I'm gonna have to stay off my phone because I'm gonna have to block you and my brother, so I don't get any uptime. I can just run in and.
I need to block your brother anyways because you're like I watch mine on streaming, and you guys are like sometimes 4 and 5 plays ahead of me. And so I'm like,
How
no.
bad was
I
it when I was at
knew
the game?
Hawkinson. I knew when Hawkinson scored. I knew something good happened. Boom! All I see is boom from Dale. I'm like, oh, something good happened. But I'm glad that something good happened. But I want that joy of seeing it live.
Yes,
So,
yes.
but it's not live. It's like 5 minutes delayed because I'm always streaming everything.
Right.
But so I need to just turn my phone on. I always tell my boys, turn your phone off because they're always on their fantasy. And I'm like, don't watch your phone. Like, we don't want to know what's going on and stuff like that. So 2 weeks in a row, 8:30 Central Time, 9:30 Eastern. What was I going to say? You said something about not being able to watch it. Oh, as far as a housekeeping thing. So today is Thursday. Scheduling, blah, blah, blah. We're going to try to get this up, obviously, hopefully by Friday. You guys have this before the weekend. But going forward, we are going to do our best for those 20-some that watch it or whatever to try to have this out the day of or the day after so we can get some fresh content. And just subscribe, follow, tell your friends about us. I'm telling people at work, we start talking about football and I say, hey, I got a podcast. Check it out on YouTube. They're like, oh, I think I'll do that. And so, just trying to get that word out there because, we've been doing this for a while and it's fun and we're going to do it anyways. But if we could get a decent little following, maybe have a little more fun with this and get a little bit more recognition, why not? If we're going to do it, why not try to do it a little bit all the way? So just look for us more. Follow us on Facebook, FullSkol on Facebook. Like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. I'm trying to do some live stuff there, I think, too. We need to get 100.
When I got to look it up because I know some people want it audio only without making a ton of work for myself. I just gotta look into it, and I've honestly just been really busy, so I haven't had time. But that's in the works. Hopefully get this thing streamlined, and so you can watch it on YouTube or watch it and or listen to it on Spotify. Eventually, it's not there now. Get all that. Yeah, and we'll probably get a website cooked up and have a store. We got a merch idea that we've been zip lipped because I don't want somebody to steal it. Still surprised. There's a big one. I still can't believe someone doesn't have it. It's so good. I've thought of almost changing the podcast name to the one. It'd be a good name, but FullSkol is pretty good. So we're gonna leave it.
We could do a hyphenated.
But it's hyphenate. It's still a good T-shirt, and there's we could always
but it's player specific, so I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, just so you know, we're gonna try to get some more content, try to be more deliberate, I guess is what we're saying. So stick with us, those of you that are watched, mostly family and friends, but we appreciate you and look forward to hopefully getting some more content and getting you guys out there and just enjoying this fandom because it's coming. It's coming. If it's not this year, in the next 5 years, just let that sink in. In the next 5 years, we are going to hold the Lombardi Trophy. You and I and everybody
3
else,
out of the 5 times.
We will be in Minneapolis hosting that, going into the parade.
Oh, hold on. I got even a hotter hot take for you.
Okay. Come on.
In 5 years, 5 years.
5 years.
After year 5.
Write this down.
People are going to hate the Vikings. They're going to be so tired of seeing us at the Super Bowl. They're going to be like I am with the Chiefs. I actually don't have any animosity toward the Chiefs. I never did before. I never did prior. I still don't really now. Other than I have animosity towards the officiating.
Yeah.
But
can you imagine if that's us?
That part.
Can you imagine when
sucks.
that's us?
Yeah, that's gonna be great. Can't touch McCarthy. He's untouchable.
Yeah, exactly. When they're putting pictures of the officials in purple and gold. Yes.
Yes.
I want
all of it. I want all the hate.
Yeah, give us yeah. Oh my goodness. Dude.
It's gonna be. I'm just tired.
Next 5 years. Next 5 years, they're gonna hate us because we have how many titles? Next 5 years.
Listen, the Lynx are probably gonna win another one this year.
I'm going 2.
Timberwolves.
The Wolves.
I'm already hearing are one of the favorites.
Yeah.
To make it back to finals and maybe punch a ticket.
Yeah, punch the
right there.
Big ticket.
The Wolves are on their way up.
Mm-hmm.
The Vikings are on their way up. The Twins will never happen until the Pollad sell team, which God knows that's probably never going to happen. The Wild and one of the
But
most
we have our titles too.
and one of the most Minnesota records ever, sports records ever, the only team in NHL history to make the playoffs 7 straight years and never make it out of the first round. I'm not going to say they're Stanley Cup bound, but at some point, again, odds are
The
you
coin
should
has
at least
to
advance. You might at least
for the
advance
second round. Yeah.
one series. Like, it's getting ridiculous at this point. Say all that to say this, like, right now, for Minnesota sports fans, the future has really never been brighter. Long term. Like, I'm not talking one this year flash in the pan. Like, long term.
Yeah.
New owners, Timberwolves.
Yeah. Yep.
Superstar
Absolutely.
already there, but you could argue in the making with
superstar.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like, we got a lot going for us. And let's just hope that it's not squandered and we just don't continue being the heel of the sports world, because it's just, I'm over it.
We get 2 titles. JJ McCarthy. Well, I don't know if it's this year. Maybe it's Carson Wentz, but we get 2 titles between now and 2030. 2025.
There's many a slip, twixt a cup and a lip, as old Billy the Kid says in Young Guns.
Two titles in the next 5 years. Seasons.
I firmly believe, and things can shake out differently. Injuries, team shakeups, all sorts of X factors. You can't do anything about it. Right now, as an unmolded piece of clay, I think JJ McCarthy has the makings to be in the GOAT conversation at the end of his career. Now, does it shake out? I don't know. He's a winner.
He's a winner.
Look at he's a winner, dude.
He's a winner. It's all he's ever done.
College, it's all he's ever done.
It's all he's ever done. And he's adapted. He's adapted to whatever system it is that they're, the big knock. He didn't throw the ball. Yeah, I bet he threw the ball in high school. So KOC, he'll adapt to what KOC wants him to do, and he's going to find a way to win because that's just the way he is. He's just driven to win. He's going to be there. You're right. The GOAT? Whew.
Nobody saw Tom Brady coming.
No. But you almost see JJ more. I mean, obviously, nobody saw him. But
I think unfortunately, I think he carries the weight of that potential.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think people have unrealistically placed that expectation on him. I just did it. On him already early in. And that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of things that can happen. I mean, there's a lot of things that have to happen, have to go right? I mean, hell, Dan Marino is, one of the best ever, but you don't ever really hear him in the GOAT conversation because he's never won a title. So the flip side of that conversation could be
the greatest quarterback to never win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he'd be right there with Marino. He could just be fantastic, and because the teams just never line up, or this injury or that, whatever. So many X factors in the sport. I'm obviously not gonna guarantee that he's gonna be in the GOAT conversation. All I'm saying, at the very beginning of the race, looking at the track all the way down, he has the ingredients. Now, I can have eggs, flour, sugar, milk on the counter, and if I knock him over with a baseball bat, he's not going to make a cake, right? He's still got to assemble everything the right way. What I'm saying is he has the ingredients.
I got a scenario for you.
We just got to let KOC cook.
Carson Wentz has a title, has a Super Bowl ring that he did not throw a pass in the Super Bowl. Carson Wentz takes us into the playoffs, gets hurt in the divisional round. JJ McCarthy comes in after watching all season. He's a dog. He's got fresh legs. He's got a hot arm. Wins the NFC Championship games. Wins the Super Bowl. This year. This year.
That's a hot take.
Write it down, baby.
I'm stealing Rich Eisen's. Rich Eisen's. That's an overreaction.
That's an overreaction. Oh, dude, it came to me. It just came to me. That's how it's gonna go, dude.
I'd be more than happy to be wrong about that one.
We might make the playoffs at 11-6 and win as a wild card.
I'm telling you, no, I'm hooking my wagon up to that. The two Minnesota fans, the lifelong Vikings fans, connect for the Super Bowl winning drive.
We gotta get there.
It's better for the movie.
It is.
It's just better.
Perfect. Yeah.
Better for the movie.
Yeah.
JJ can be part 2.
He's
the sequel.
Yeah, the sequel. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Maybe finally we'd get a Hard Knocks or something. Finally, we get somebody to come and follow. I think they're following us this year. I have a feeling there's going to be some content next year about the Minnesota Vikings with JJ McCarthy. That's a
Listen,
huge story.
it's been building already. We had quarterback
19 coming home. Yeah.
We had quarterback
Widen.
with Kirk O'Chains.
Yeah.
Receiver, we had JJ.
And he got hurt.
Now, what's the next one coming out? Coach? Is that why they have
exactly
mic'd up? You know, I mean, they're doing all these. You know, they did quarterback, receiver. Now, what are they going to do? Coach?
Coach could be. Yeah.
Is that the next Netflix series? Like, it seems to me the league is buying into the Minnesota Vikings.
No, I agree. It's our time.
Just got to lean into the conspiracy. It's
only been 60 years or whatever. No, it's been. Is next year our 80th year or something like that? No, it can't be.
As a team, I don't know.
That'd be 1946. I don't think we came into existence. Well, maybe because we were around in the 60s when we actually won a world title before the Super Bowl era.
Right
anyway.
Before, yeah, we do have a championship, just not in the Super Bowl era.
It's not in the Super Bowl era. It just didn't call it a Super Bowl, but we do have a championship in the 60s before the Purple People Eaters came in the 70s. I went to 4 Super Bowls in whatever 8 years.
4 straight.
Yeah.
Yay, fun times. All right, let's wrap it up. We're rambling now. So,
yes.
All right, stay tuned. Hopefully, we're able to record maybe Sunday afternoon or Sunday night.
Yes.
And we'll get you this hot off the presses.
First thing Monday morning.
So when you go back to work, you'll skirt your responsibilities and listen to the FullSkol podcast.
See you, bye.
And I tell you guys I love you. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And that will never change. I will ride with this group until they don't let us play more games.